this. I'm super excited. It's February the 4th, and we are starting our February the Fast Track. Yay, right, everyone? So this is the call where I get to show you everything that's available to you and how you'll get to have the more that you're looking for and what you want from the business. So what I'll do is run through some things tonight, and then I'll ask you to let your director know, hey, I'm committed. This sounds good to me. This is what I want. And then your director will include you on their list to me, and we'll put you into a group, okay? Is my audio choppy to everyone, or is it, okay, so that person might have a slow Wi-Fi. So, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and we're gonna do this slideshow from the start. And we're going to talk tonight about two things. We're going to talk about this Fast Track program, and you've got the dates in front of you. And the other part of being a director or growing your business is this beautiful bonus of a cruise, which is fabulous. You guys are here at the start of the year. We have people that earned the Disney trip last year in the 5 and 6 month time frame. Like they joined in June, July, August, and still earned the Disney trip last year. So if you trust the process and you trust us and you do the work and the things we say, you're going to be cruising for sure. And that's going to be a nice bonus on top of your income and all your benefits that you're going to be getting. So mark your calendar with these dates so that you can be on the calls live. We really want you to be on them live. But we understand if something happens and you have to listen to the playback, you'll get that from your director. Playbacks will not be posted other than this one. And the reason being is because if you don't get on it live, then there's a delay, and that shortens your week to be able to get the stuff done. So we really want to encourage you to mark your calendar and make it a priority. And here's why. Because you have so much opportunity ahead of you. I wanted to show you these numbers comparing May of 2018 to May of 2019, all right, for several leaders of all different types. And then over here, their earnings. So this is their team size, meaning how many people were on their team. So if you look, this leader number one was a consultant in May of 18. And they went from consultant to advanced director from May to May, okay? Well, what happened? Well, they were just starting out, so they didn't have any sales. They were brand new. But a year later, they had sales of $37,000, almost $40,000, and they had moved from consultant to advanced director. Their income went from the month they started was May, so they had no income yet, and then they went to earning $2,600 a month. And here's another leader. Same kind of thing, but they went from consultant to senior director in the same time frame. So they went from a team of 1 to a team of 118, 0 in sales to 72,000. From consultant to senior director, they had 6 directors on their team. Look at their income. It went from not earning to $3,800 a month of income. Awesome, right? Really awesome. And look at these numbers. Let's look at this one. This director went from having 51 people on their team to 132. They were a director, meaning that's what we're going to talk about. And they went from earning $2,900 a month to $7,369 a month. My gosh, that's a lot of money. And what could that do or be or have for your family? How could that relieve stress or help you get what it is that you want? And you can glance at some of these. So we have some others that, went from advanced to senior, advanced to exec, and the sky is the limit. And you can be earning the income that you want for you and your family. And it doesn't even take a year. You're going to hear some speakers throughout this program, if you commit, that what they did in a few months or 3 to 6 months. But here's the question you have to ask yourself. Yeah, there's a lot of cash on the table, hundreds and thousands of dollars available to you, and a trip as a nice bonus. If your boss asked you, and I'm going to stop and see your response, if your boss asked you to stay after work for an hour a day, and they would give you a bunch of cash and the trip of a lifetime, would you do it? How many people would do it if you were working a day job and they asked you that? I just want to see. Okay, thank you. Because I know I would. When I was teaching, I never had that opportunity. They never offered me a trip for all those days after school or anything, but I would have jumped on it if they had. So that's what this is offering to you. And I hope that you'll trust us and jump on board and do everything that you can to make that happen. So I want us to take a look at the trip because we are so early in the year. You've got a 4-day, 3-night, and you've got an 8-day, 7-night cruise, plus a top level of room and everything. Sorry, I'm going to break this down for you so that you can see how you can earn the trip. There's actually 5 ways, and you get to pick. How do you want to earn the trip? You can sell products. You can build a team and recruit. When you build a team and recruit and become team leader or director, team leader is only 2 team members, director's only 5. You can start getting these points over here for being paid as that level each month, okay? Here's a new one too. When you promote to director, you're adding 5,000 trip points to your trip point bank, okay? Or you can develop directors on your team and have a bonus for that too. 6,000 points for every director that you develop on your team. And we're here to help you do that. You're probably thinking, I don't know how to do that. That's what we're here for, so no worries. It's a simple point total to get to the trip, 60,000, 90,000, or 150,000 points. And I'm going to show you how that breaks down. It's pretty simple. So you could do it by sales. You guys are all here on February the 4th. Let's talk about booking 4 virtual parties a week. That allows for 1 each week to maybe postpone or cancel or whatever it needs to do. Even if we did a very modest show average of 4.25, this is below company average, by the way. Even if we did this modest show average at $425 for each party, you would be selling $1,275 a week, which would come out to 5,100 points for the month. And you have 11 months because you're here February through December. So that's 56,000 points just by booking a handful, not even a handful, but booking 4 and holding 3 virtual parties. Because remember, the first level of trip is at 60,000 points. Okay? So you can earn it just by selling. Or you can earn a big portion of it by recruiting. We talk about for every 4 parties you do, find 1 more team member. Every 4, add 1 more. So if you're doing the 3 parties a week, that's 12 parties. And that gives you the opportunity, every 4, add 1 more, to get 3 recruits signed up per month. Now you get the points when they qualify, and that means when they sell their $1,250. So let's just say that you're recruiting 3 and 1 of them gets qualified each month, okay? That's 33,000 points. Remember, it's only 60,000 for the first level. But let's say you get 2 of them qualified each month. And you have 11 months left. That's 66,000 points. So yeah, you could earn the trip just by recruiting if you wanted, but you need those parties to find the recruits. So let's talk about the combination. Wow. When you just sell, doing 3 parties a week, booking 4, doing 3, and you're doing some recruiting every 4, add 1 more team member, that's the goal. You're going to blow the point requirements away. It's only 60,000 or 90,000 or 150,000 for the top tier trip, okay? So it's very doable for every single person on this call. I'm not kidding. I really mean it. We can have hundreds on this trip from our team. But here's the new part that they added, being paid as. So what's it take to be a team leader? It takes 2 team members. And you're all selling a total of $2,500. Well, that's easy peasy with a handful of virtual parties a month, right? That gives you 500 points a month, okay? If we've got 11 months, you know that's going to be 5,500 points. But get to director, that's only 5 team members, and then you're all selling at least 5,000. So what does that do? That gets you 55,000, or I'm sorry, but times 11 months, that gets you 11,000 points. So you can really add on to your points from your sales and your recruiting. You can go for that top trip. but there's even more at advanced and senior and senior executive and national. So the points add up really quickly. And you've got to think, okay, the biggest decision you have to make is which cruise are you going to go for? Because you're going to have a paycheck and a trip, right? So let me just see a show of hands. How many people does that sound good for? A paycheck and a trip? Are you good with that? Anyone that?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I like that. Thanks for sharing. All right. So let's go back in and let's keep going on how are we going to make this happen? Well, we want to celebrate you and get you to team leader and beyond and really to director. These are some of our directors that were at retreat last year. We just snapped a selfie. And these were some of the 2 teams that we're actually sharing. Our director retreat is this coming weekend. We'll have 40 of our directors, 40 from another team, and about 20 from another. So we'll have about 100 directors getting together. And we want you with us there next year because it's so much fun to get together and learn from each other. Other benefits for directorship are you get the new product line. You get mostly, I don't think it's all every time, but it's a lot of products that get to come to our door. So you'll get the current season. So even if you promote to director on March 1st or April 1st or May 1st, you're going to get these new spring products that we just launched. You're going to get that product line the current season and every season after, as long as you maintain your directorship. And if you're a new consultant in your first 90 days, you have so much cash on the table as bonuses. It's silly. All right, so here it is. Let's talk about it. For every new consultant you bring in your 90 days, you get $100 cash when they qualify, meaning they sell their $1,250. They're going to do that in a handful of virtual parties if they'll jump on board. Here's the other thing. Now, whether you're a new consultant or in your 90 days or you're not, everybody gets 50 Pampered Chef dollars when they help a new consultant get started and qualify. Now, those Pampered Chef dollars, you can buy anything Pampered Chef sells, product, paperwork. And here's the kicker. It can give you it can get you to conference. So you could be adding up $50 and $50 and $50 and $50 and get to conference and not have to pay registration. You could use your Pampered Chef dollars for your conference registration. And our new consultants also, when you promote to director in your first 90 days, you get a $500 cash bonus. And when you maintain your directorship for the next 90 days, you get another $500 cash bonus. So that's $1,000. And then when somebody that you recruited in your first 90 days becomes a director in their first 90 days, you become an advanced director and get $1,000 cash bonus. And then when you keep your advanced directorship for the next 3 months, you get another $1,000 bonus. So there's thousands and thousands of dollars, 3,000. But here's the thing, as your new consultants that you bring in, the bonuses that they earn for this development, becoming a director in advanced, you also get to mirror their bonuses. So it's bonus on top of bonus on top of bonus. It's a whole lot of cash. We want to help you get as much as you can. But you also get to earn products for your sales. When you submit $500 in cash in commissionable sales in the first 30 days, you get the ceramic egg cooker and the Skinny Mini. Sell $1,250 in your first 90 days, and you get this nonstick fry pan. Sell $2,500 in the first 90 days, you get the 10-inch stainless steel nonstick. And sell $5,000 in your first 90 days, you get the knife block set. So there's a whole lot available to you, and you can do this just by doing that handful of virtual parties a week. Is Ruth Cummings on here? Because I'm going to ask her to share real quick. Okay, I see her. She was just on our new consultant welcome call. Ruth, go ahead and share with everybody what happened for your first month, which was January. She signed at the end of December. Go ahead, Ruth.
Hi. Yeah, so let's see. I just joined, and I was thinking about something after we talked with the new recruits just a second ago, is that the people who did the 11 parties that I had in January were not the people I expected. So I was inviting, and I was like, oh yes, she's going to do it. And I had in my head who will do it. it wasn't those people. And I think that's one of the things, you have to just keep going, keep inviting. And I earned everything. I earned my husband was so excited about the knives. He just can't wait for those to come in. And so let's see.
You did 11 virtual parties. What were your sales for January, your first month?
So I had a little snafu right at the end, and I had to move some of the money to some of the shows to February. Uh-huh. So if it was just around 8,000, but in January is like 6,600. Yeah, it was so easy. And my team is just we have an incredible team. I'm really, really just love you guys. I know you're right there. And it was a godsend, an answered prayer for some love and community in my life. And I think that's what is really feeding my soul, that it's not about, it's so much more than just the products. It's more, it's like, it's community. And okay, another thing Tammy was mentioning, I did a show on Sunday with my son and my husband. My son and my husband did the cooking and the cleaning, and I went around and talked to everybody, and we had a blast. So I just, what else can I tell you? I want to go on the cruise. I want to spend time with my,
well, we're glad you're here. We're glad. Yeah. I just wanted them to know, I'm not just saying it's doable. You just did it. And I wanted them to hear that. So congratulations.
2 recruits.
And 2 recruits. That's right. Oh. Congratulations. So excited for you. So proud of you. Good job. All right. So let's go on to the next one. So you know that there's all this cash on the table. You've got Pampered Chef dollars. You've got product packages. You've got cash. Don't let it slip through your fingers, okay? We also have the travel that some of us earned last year that, were around, and you've got the upcoming trip. What I want you to realize about our team, we have a very special team in that we all work together. We all help each other. The directors have a director group. We have different chats, and everybody is sharing, and you can tell from the large variety of people on here. So we just want you to know that you've got us, you've got the home office, and you've got professional development meetings and opportunities as well. There's a leadership call every month for directors, all kinds of support. So you're never going to feel alone. And you're probably wanting to know about the money. So I always share, these were our first 2 team members that promoted through this program. I started this program last year, March 1st. And our first team leader, this was her month number 1 paycheck, $1,263. And her month 2 paycheck was $3,393 because she started earning some of that fast track cash that we're talking about. So just want you to know that, yes, this is awesome. Ramona did it, and so can you. And the reason is because she pulled in too her friend Gina, and you'll get to hear Gina, I'm sure, on one of these calls. And she and Gina promoted to director together. And so that actually moved Ramona to advanced. And I know Gina also just promoted to advanced. So congratulations to them, and thanks to them for letting me share their paycheck. In addition, for directorship, you also get stage recognition at conference. You get some jewelry. You get all kinds of things. Lots of fun things along the way. And I want you to understand the opportunity for income growth. These are, numbers from 2015. They're actually much higher now. But, and what I want you to realize is the sky's the limit. And on these phone calls, I'll be sharing a lot of different paychecks, so you'll be able to see a lot of different things. But basically, what I want you to realize from those slides as far as the trip goes, I showed you how to get the trip just by sales, booking 4 virtual parties, holding 3 average virtual parties a week, and you'll be there. Okay, you'll be selling over $4,000 a month, which gives you bonus money because of the way our commission structure is. You actually receive higher commission every month when you're over the commission levels, and $4,000 is that top level. Recruit 3 and qualify 1 to 3, and you'll have extra bonus points. And use that PAYDAS. Get to team leader, director, advanced director, senior director, and on up so that you get those PAYDAS points, because those are just nice bonus icing on the cake. So I want to stop and ask, who's ready for more? Can I go on? Are you ready to do it? Yeah? All right. Well, then let's do it.
Ready. Let's go.
All right. Let's do it. So here we go. So fast track. Make sure you've got the dates. Make sure we're going to share the love of Pampered Chef in the month of February. And you've got the dates and the times. And again, if you cannot be on a call because something comes up, you are expected to watch the playback from your director within 24 hours. But I can't post it until later that night because it has to run through an upload and a download to YouTube. So you really wouldn't be able to watch it till the next day. That delays. So we'd really like you to be on live. And let's move into bookings. Bookings are the key. We've got to get the bookings on your calendar. We need to get the bookings on your calendar as soon as possible. So we've got some opportunities and some ways for you to get bookings. You can use these words or any combination or words that your director gives you or anything like that. Basically, this is kind of like asking people to be a guinea pig and help you get started by having a party. And so here's 2 questions. Are you willing to help me out while I completely spoil you with free products? And then I finish, what do you think? Will you take one of my spots? What do you think? Can you help me out? What do you think? Sound like fun? What do you think? Can we pick a date? You know, whatever it is, but I like to end with a couple of questions. And the other thing that you can do if you're new is fill in these 2 blanks. Hey, so-and-so, I started Pampered Chef because fill in the blank. I thought of you because fill in the blank. And now I'll fill those in for you. So what that might sound like is, hey, Susie, I started Pampered Chef to pay for the kids' college. I'm super excited. I thought of you because you're really good on Facebook. Or I thought of you because you're a lot of fun. I thought of you because you know a lot of people. I thought of you because you always have great parties when we get together. This is a virtual party, but same kind of thing, whatever it is. And then you could say, I'm casting a large net and I'd like to book 12 parties a month. Would you be one of my 12 for February? Okay. The other way to do it is to talk about a pilot program. This is actually a pilot program. It's still in its first year, so you can actually say that, and it's new to you. And basically, same kind of words, but you know, would they be one of your testers? All right. And then this part that you'll give them a free gift. Do you need to do that? No. It's only in there as an option. Our host program is the best on the market that I've seen. So you don't need to supplement it. It's just that sometimes people say, well, I really want to give my friend a gift. Well, okay, put it in there, but you're going to pay for it. And what you'll do is put it on their order when they close their party. So if it's like a $2 season's best, it's probably going to cost you $1. If it's like a $10 set of little spoons, it's probably going to cost you about $5. All right, depending on their show size, because you'll get the host discount and you'll be earning commission. So in the end, you know, the net difference would be somewhere in that range. But talk to your directory recruiter. All right. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. We're going to ask you to make 25 reach outs. All right. By the end of the week. Today's Tuesday. So we're going to ask you to make 25 reach outs, and we're going to want you to share your results in the group that's going to be created from the people who commit. Okay. Now, let me keep going and I'll come back to that. All right. What is a reach out? A reach out means that you're going to send those booking messages and ask them to book a party, and you're going to do it by text. If you have their cell, that's the first thing, because that's more personal. If they're friends, and you could start in your phone book, in your contacts, and you could start at A and work to Z. You could start at Z and work to A. It doesn't matter. But honestly, we want you to get out at least 25 outbound messages to people. Texting is the first option. If you don't have cell phone number for people, then you can use Messenger. Okay, that would be the next thing. And then you got to think, okay, so you're going to send these out. Now, what happens if you don't hear back from them? Then what do you do? Okay, well, you wait 24 to 48 hours. and you send a message. Hey, Susie, did you see my message above? What do you think? Can you help me out? And you put that little finger pointing up to the message up above. Or did you see that text I sent, Susie? Can you help me out? It's right above, or whatever it is. But you got to wait. You can't like message them in the morning and then message them again at noon and at night. Give them some time because people are driving and doing different things. They might not be in their phone. But it's going to take the context. Now, how many? I don't know. You might get 4 parties booked in the first 10 that you send out. I don't know. But if you do, then go on to the next, because we want you to get at least 25 outbound messages and see how many parties you can book. And do you have to stop at 25? Oh gosh, no. You can keep going, okay? And if you're sending them in Messenger, you're going to want to change your message, maybe after you send 10 or so out, change it up a little bit, so it doesn't look like you're a robot or anything. All right? And here's the thing that I really want you to persevere. And if this is out of your comfort zone, it's okay because you're learning and we're all learning together. But I really want to encourage you to get those messages out. Now, here's the thing. They become a two-way contact when they reply. So that's when they get to go into a notebook. You're going to want to have a little notebook. You can go to like 5 and below and get a little notebook or whatever you want. But when you message and they reply, it's a two-way contact and you write them in your notebook. You put their name and what they said, okay? So you can keep track of how many, we call that a contact, okay? So, because they might say, well, I don't know, this isn't a good time. And then you could say, does that mean it's not now or now doesn't work for you? Could we book something in a week or 2? So, don't assume that like not now means 3 months from now, okay? Not now, they might mean not this week. And so you don't know. So you want to clarify. Okay, I understand it's not a good time. Do you think we could do it middle of February or the 3rd week? Or, you're just trying to find out what works. Would that work better for you or whatever it is, okay? And then you want to put in your notebook when to follow up with them so you have it. And I think it's helpful. Honestly, it's a good system. It's helpful because then you can look at, okay, she said yes, no, yes, no, maybe, contact back, and you can look at your work and see what you're doing, okay? All right, any questions on making contacts? Ruth, go ahead.
I wanted to just, for anybody who's just starting to do this, it was really helpful when our genius organizer, Angie, showed us how she would write who she called in her book that you said. Here's mine. Look at collect happy moments.
I love it. Good.
And so I wrote down who I called and then start a new day of calls or contacts, not just calls. And that was really helpful for me because I didn't know where to do that. And look at, she's holding it up if you're looking at, but that really helped. So we did it in different colors for every day. And then you can mark something right next to it, like, left message, called back, and it's absolutely no. And and I just think that you can do it. It seems like a lot. It's not. And I'll stop talking now. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited for you. I love your excitement, Ruth. It's awesome. All right. So if there are any other questions, I thought it's really helpful for you guys to hear from a Fast Track graduate. I think it's really important to hear from like who did this and how did they feel and how did it help and did it really help and did it work? So I asked one to share with you tonight, and you'll get to hear from different people on different calls, but it's just such a privilege to be able to have Valerie Paul with us. Her story is so inspiring, and I'd love for you to hear how Pampered Chef has helped her and her family. So Valerie, congratulations on all your success, and take it away.
All right, thank you. I just kind of want to give you like my story and my background and what all of this has done. I kind of started Pampered Chef. I'm going to kind of backtrack right before I started, but my father had cancer and he passed away on a Friday, and my house burnt to the ground on a Wednesday, and then his funeral was Thursday. So I really didn't think through all of this because my emotions were obviously really high. I really wasn't thinking through the fact that people would try to be taking advantage of you. So needless to say, we got a bad builder, and he had spent all of our money that would replace all the contents that would come back into our home. So like our couches, beds, anything for the kitchen, that type of deal. We lost it all with this contractor. And what I realized was that I had been invited to a Pampered Chef party that Denise Hess was actually doing. And she had put out posts and stuff about being a virtual consultant. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Then it dawned on me, because she sent me an email. It dawned on me that I could restock my kitchen this way. This was going to be the only way, because my entire kitchen was Pampered Chef. Literally, before I started this, I had just placed like a $500 order right before my house burnt down. And I can tell you that the Rock Crock withstood the fire. Nothing else did, but the Rock Crock was still there. So I'm just letting you know, it's an awesome
Oh my
God. So I decided to do this so that I could restock my kitchen. And so I started doing this and realized how easy this was. That it wasn't this drudgery I thought it was going to be. And I started a fast track program, and Denise had come and said, hey, have you ever thought about being a fast track director? And I said, no, absolutely not. I have way too much on my plate. Not even thinking about it. Don't ask me to do this. And then I started fast track, and I'm like, well, maybe. And I started this program, and I love the challenge. I love the fact that you have your challenge to be better, your challenge to get the bookings, your challenge to recruit, but you're not pushed beyond what your limits are in your life. Because with everything that was going on in my life, there was no way that if somebody said, do this, and they were really pushing me, that I would have stayed. The amount of support and love from this organization, I can't even tell you how much, because right now my mom is in hospice, and Denise even contacted me today and said, hey, how was your mom? I was thinking about you. And I don't know where you can go that you can earn good money. And I actually quit sort of my full-time job because things are going so well. Because by September, I started in the end of June. By September, I was a director. By November, I was an advanced director. And it's solely because I listened to what my directors were telling me, but I followed this fast track program. And I followed it to the point that I'm in it every time. So far, I've been blessed to have people in it, but even if I wasn't, I would sneak in anyway. And I do exactly what she tells you to do, what Becky tells you to do every time. I repeat it, even though I'm already an advanced director. You think that I would stop, but I love this program. I love the fact that there's that gentle push to be better. And to keep going, and it applies to you no matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you're just starting. It doesn't matter if you're a team leader. It doesn't matter if you're a director, because if you just keep doing this and doing it in the manner that's already here, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Do exactly what she's asking you to do. It comes naturally and it happens naturally. But you have to be consistent. And I promise you, through all of this, especially with my mom being in hospice now, there are days that I don't want to make 25 to 30 contacts. I try to make 30 contacts a day, in all honesty. And there are days I'm like, I don't want to do this. And I sit down and I'm like, nope, you're going to do it. We're going to be consistent. And so I have that mental battle. I'm not going to lie. I fight with myself, but and I make those contacts every day. And my February looks really good, and March is starting to look good. And it's because I'm consistent with what she's asking you to do. And there are days you just don't want to, but it works. It's such a beautiful program. And the people that are surrounding you are going to love on you and support you all the way through this, so use them. So that's it.
Well, Valerie, I want to tell you first, thank you for sharing from your heart. It's so inspiring to hear your story. And we're glad that Pampered Chef could help replace your kitchen and replace your home, but also to add to your family to family. And you're in our prayers, you and your mom. So just thank you for sharing. We really appreciate it. And you take care of you and know that we're all praying for you.
Thank you.
So I want you to know that Pampered Chef can provide so much more than you might be thinking. And you never know. I mean, Denise might not have seen on Facebook behind the face that Valerie's house had burned down or that she had had that loss. And so I always say, don't lose sight of the story that's behind the name or the face on Facebook as you do the virtual parties, because everybody has a unique story and everybody probably has something need-wise that Pampered Chef could fit. Now, whether they're willing to do it or not, we don't know. But there's only one way to know. And what's that way? To go ahead and ask and invite. All right? So that's what we're encouraging you to do. So we need you to get a jump on it. Go ahead and get your 4 parties booked for this Friday to open up or talk with your director. Maybe your director has your parties opening on Saturday or Thursday. I don't know, because we have a lot of directors on here. Typically, we as an organization open them on Friday, but check it out. So here's the thing. We need you to get 4 booked, and that's what these contacts are for. So if you do 25 outbound messages and you don't get the results you want, send your message to your director. Say, this is what I'm sending out. Can you take a look at it? Okay. And then send some more. All right. So that's what we want you to do. And then make sure that you go back in and do the follow-up 24 to 48 hours later with those that didn't respond, because ultimately what we want to get to is where you get 25 two-way contacts where you've sent it out and they've replied, send it out and they've replied, and you've got, people that you've made enough communication, two-way communication with. Okay. So who's up for that challenge? Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Awesome, you guys. So that's what we're going to ask you to do. First of all, commit and let your director know you're committed to the program. That's number 1. Then your director, I'll get you their list, and we'll get you into the group and all kinds of things. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2, go ahead and make those contacts to get number 3 done, which is book the 4 parties that will open this weekend, so that we can talk about those and talk about how to talk with the host and how to follow up with guests and that kind of thing. Okay. Are you in?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And we're all going to be sailing together. All right. So directors, we'll see you this weekend. Consultants will, because we'll be at retreat. Yay, I saw some people clapping. That'll be fun. And we're all in this together. So we're all doing the same thing no matter what level we're at. Whether we're a consultant, a team leader, a director, a advanced, senior executive, senior exec, or national, we're all making contacts and we're all filling our calendars. Okay? All right. Again, Valerie, my heart goes out to you. Thank you so much for sharing. And everyone have a wonderful week and do the best you can, and many blessings. All right. So thank you, everyone. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.